Yeah, I think it's good yin and yang. Kerry does an unbelievable job, and I feel fortunate to be able to assist and kind of focus on the day-to-day and the details and things like that, which frees him up to have a little bit more time to focus on bigger picture things and coordinating the whole defense. So it's been awesome. I've learned a ton from Kerry and really enjoyed my role.
Matt, when you talk about getting more speed in that secondary, is that where the bullet factors in? I know we've probably all talked about that position a lot the last 2 years, and it seems like it might actually feature more this year. Is that what you're referencing there with that speed being on the field?
Yeah, I think if you go back, and maybe not as many snaps as some other times, but if you go back to 19 and 20, there were times where we were playing 5 defensive backs on the field. So that's nothing new to us. And again, it'll be game to game, week to week. What gives us the best chance to win? In some cases, playing with 3 linebackers on the field. And if you go back, sometimes we had 4 linebackers on the field. So it's week to week. It's by game plan. It's what we think the matchups are, how we think we can make a team left-handed, and we go from there.
If you have a week where the bullet factors in more, what is it that you guys want to see in that position? What does it take to play there?
Same thing with every other position. Great question, but effort, technique, and execution.
And the bullet is a hybrid linebacker. Go ahead.
We heard a lot about Court Williams from the leadership and tangible standpoint. What's he doing as a football player right now, and how close is he to being able to help you on the field?
Court's worked his butt off. I mean, he's the most diligent guy I've ever met. He's played well in some scrimmages, and he looks great. Excited for Court.
And the bullet is a hybrid linebacker safety, but I noticed that guys like Craig Young, Ronnie Hickman, they work with the safeties when you guys break apart. Is that correct? And what's the reasoning behind that with them kind of have a hybrid role?
Yeah, I mean, I think again, it's just what are we trying to get accomplished in that period? There are times when those guys that you mentioned will go down and do run fits with the linebackers and D-line. There's times when they go do more coverage things. There's time when I take the linebackers. There's times when I have Tommy Eichenberg, Cody Simon, Dallas Gant. There's times where Coach Walsh has the back end guys. It's just what are we trying to get done in that period, and what's the most efficient way to do it.
Man, I just walked up, but do you have a depth chart at this moment at your 2 safety spots and at the bullet? Who are like maybe the 6 guys you intend to play back there, at least in the open?
Well, we intend to play more than 6.
Okay.
We want to play as many guys as are ready to play. So, do we have a set depth chart at this time? We don't. We're going to continue to evaluate to get the best guys on the field up until the time the foot hits the ball, and we'll continue that evaluation throughout the game.
But just give us a feel for, is Josh Proctor a leader back there? What have you seen out of him in preseason?
Well, he's an older guy. I mean, how much is he going to play? I mean, that remains to be seen and those types of things. Has he been a leader? He's definitely matured a great deal since the first day I met Josh, and we're very proud of him for that.
Matt, what do you call the position of the person who covers the slot receiver in this defense?
Cover safety.
Okay. When we see, if Lathan, tell me if I'm wrong on these. If Lathan Ransom seems like a guy who works in there, Marcus Williamson, Cam Martinez, are they viewed all the same, or do they do any sort of different things when they're on the field?
That's a great question. We're very concept and technique oriented. So we teach the whole. So I can play a corner in the slot. I can play a traditional safety in the slot. So yes, sometimes those guys that you mentioned go cover in the slot, and sometimes those guys play in the post, and sometimes those guys play a third, and sometimes they play different things. So again, we're concept and technique oriented, so we're less concerned with which Jimmy and Joe is there right now. It's more, we're kind of more X's and O's right now. It's kind of this concept at this time. Hey, why don't we get so-and-so some reps there? We've seen what it looks like from last year, and in a COVID era and with injuries, guys have to be flexible and play different positions. So to say that we're going to lock a guy in, we're going to pigeonhole somebody into a certain position at this point, we're really not ready to do that.
I'm just making sure we don't sound stupid when we're talking about your defense.
Cover safety.
It's like,
Cover safety.
Like and I mean, when you look at someone again like Lathan Ransom as a football player versus Cam Martinez as a football player, they can do similar things, but they also seem to have different skill sets, but they might be lined up in the same place on the field, but it might be matchup-wise, the team you're playing, the player,
yeah, absolutely.
The slot,
you hit it
they're
on the head.
doing different things.
100%, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you for
helping
helping
absolutely.
us.
You got it.
Matt, what kind of impact has Paul Rhodes made on you?